a.m. I'm taking full advantage of this road. I'm sure they hate it. I'm sure they absolutely hate it. See the colour. It's a colour that they put around when they try and frighten me. If you go back to the shot that I took of the guy on the bike, it's really hard to see. You'll have to take my word for it that he pulled out a knife as he went past me. But if you look at the colour, one of the colours that he was wearing, I think it was his bag, it was that colour. I get it all the time. I'll get cars going past me that are that colour, with really loud, you know, the engines that pop. You know, they'll do the bang, 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 the backfire as they go past. The cars will be that colour. It's zooming in and out again, isn't it? I just noticed that, sorry. Yeah, and a couple of times people have rode past me on bikes. They've come up behind me on the path on bikes and passed me really close, and they'll be wearing that colour, or their bikes will be that colour, or they'll have a bag of that colour. It's trying to, you know, I'm sure other targets describe it much better than I can, but it's to try and make you associate that colour with danger, with fear. So they'll send that colour past you, followed by, you know, a really loud noise, or you know, the person wearing that will do something to kind of induce fear out with you, to you, on you. Get my right grammar here. Like the guy with the knife. Or they'll come past you really closely, you know, on bikes. Without any kind of warning. They won't ring a bell or anything as they come past you, so you've no idea. So you get that kind of, you jump, you know, you get a jump scare, or they'll beep their horn as they go past you, just kind of walking, minding your own business, and it'll be a car of that colour that'll beep their horn. Either they'll beep their horn, or you know, there'll be a car of that colour that they want to sensitise you to that'll follow along shortly after, or there'll be someone wearing that colour that will be put in position for you to see around about the same time, so that they want you to associate certain things with fear. They want you to tense up any time that you see it, and they need to get you sensitised to these things, associating certain colours, certain people with fear. That's what works for them. It's funny, if I go into any shops, I mostly shop in charity shops, but if I go into any shops, there'll be distinctive colours that they have in the stores now, in a whole range of sizes, and it's only certain colours. So that blue will be one of them. They have a lot of clothing in that colour because they want people in the community to be wearing that colour. They want to try and overwhelm my senses, and it won't just be me. There'll be other targets that are in this area, I presume, you know. Maybe I'm the only one, I don't know. But they'll be getting the same. They'll be getting sensitised to that colour also at the same time. So all the charity shops are selling clothing with that colour. I actually bought a top that colour the other day because I thought, well, if you can't fucking beat them, join them, you know. But then that plays into the whole game, doesn't it? If there are other targets in the area, then I'm wearing the colour that they've been sensitised to fear. So it looks like I'm part of the process, part of the programme. I am one of the gang stalkers, which is what they want, which is why they have certain colours in my environment. So that blue is one of them, and then a kind of sage green, you know, an army green, is another one, which is clothing. I only have this. I have two jackets, but they're both that colour, and my bag is that colour as well. So again, they want everyone around me kind of wearing the same, so that I associate anyone that's wearing those two colours as being part of the gang stalking. So they just flood the shops, the charity shops, but also shops as well, you know. That's probably more difficult to do, but certainly charity shops that I've been in, it's been very, very easy to see that those two colours are really the only kind of clothing choices within shops. It's in the area that I live in. It's fascinating, you know. It really is fascinating. But I didn't really want to talk about the colours. I was wanting to talk about, what was I wanting to talk about? Again, my mind's gone blank. I go off in tangents. I pause this while I think, if I can. Yeah, sorry, so fucking gang stalking trash. Yeah, so that's why you shouldn't take any notice of the colours, you know, because they have the ability to manipulate that in the environment around you. You know, they'll have placed all these products in the charity shops and the shops around you, surrounding you. So, you know, you shouldn't really put too much notice on that. And like I said, they try in that certain colour of that bag that guy was wearing. This area is now flooded with people in that, and they want me to associate that with fear. Like I said, but I don't take any notice. They want that to kind of work in their favour, you know, having me tense up any time that they send anyone or anything past me. But I don't. I can see through their shit. I can see through their bullshit, and I feel sorry for people who can't, but that's just one of them things. Hopefully they'll start researching and find their own way through this programme. Kind of seeing the psychological, it's all psychological aspect of it. I remembered what I was going to say and now I've forgotten again. Let me try and pause this again. Oh yeah, I've remembered what I was thinking about this morning, and what I thought for a little while is, you know, I think there are certain people involved in this that do this for a living. This is their whole life. They've been brought up to be engaged in this kind of behaviour. They've been raised, their parents were scum, you know, gang stalkers. I don't even like calling them gang stalkers, it's too mild, isn't it? You know, paedophile pricks, that's what I prefer, but gang stalkers, yeah, their parents were gang stalkers, their aunts and uncles or grandparents. So they've been brought up in this programme. They've lived it their whole life, that's all that they know. So you get those people, and then you get other people that I think maybe do it not so much unwittingly. I think there is a certain element of being controlled, but I think they do it because they fear, and they can get those people. They had one of my children in that situation. You know, I was going through something, and one of my children stuck by me, and all of a sudden, you know, their life started to fall apart, and the things, see that AR66RUN, and she's staring at me. She doesn't like me reading out her registration. Daft bitch, as if you would care about someone doing that by the side of the road. Dumb cunt, gang stalking trash. Run. Run. Yeah, very good. Fucking ugly looking tramp. She needs to run. Lose that big fat arse. Excuse me, that's very nasty, isn't it? Yeah, some of them are, yeah, my daughter, that's like my child, my daughter, was in a relationship, and the man that she was in a relationship with, he's a gang stalker. My daughter's been targeted. She just doesn't realise it, you know, she doesn't, she's youngish, and maybe at some point in the future she'll catch on to what's going on, and what's been done to her, and what has been being done to her whole life, and how the kind of script that they've got me in, and the fake life that they've, the way that they've manipulated my life. They've done the exact same to her. She'll maybe catch on one day, I don't know, I hope so. I live in hope, but yeah, I was going through something, and my daughter, she was in a relationship with this guy. His name is Kyle Hamilton, and his dad is a sheriff officer, which is a judge in Scotland, and he's the sheriff officer. His name's Derek Hamilton. He's the sheriff officer of Stirling Sheriff Court in Scotland, but he's a gang stalker. They are targeting my daughter, him and his Kyle and his father, Derek. They're part of this whole network of people. So it's a fake relationship, you know. She doesn't realise that, but, you know, like I say, maybe she will one day, hopefully. Hope she does. But yeah, I was going through something, and Kyle withdrew from her, as did many of her friends, you know, the fake friends, the scripted reality that has been placed around her since she was born, that neither me or she realised. I realise now, she doesn't. They withdrew from her. Her friends stopped talking to her because she stood by me. Her friends stopped talking to her, stopped communicating with her. Kyle ended his relationship, his fake relationship with her, took away his love from her because she stood by me. And I believe that she was given an ultimatum, you know. And I mean, you have to bear in mind that I was a fucking mess at this time. You know, I was drinking heavily. So I suppose when your options are standing by your mum, who is behaving like a bit of a drunken bum, and you've no idea when she's going to come out of this, or even if she's going to come out of this. So you stand by her, you're kind of getting no support, you know. Alcoholics and drug addicts are very, very selfish. Of course, my drinking was for a reason. I'm not going to have that victim mentality where I don't accept, you know, my wrongdoings and accept the part that I played in things. But, you know, your life and the things all around you are manipulated in such a way that you're kind of drawn towards certain things. And I didn't have the strength, I didn't have the inner strength at the time to do anything but escape to the bottom of a bottle. So those were our options: either me, the useless drunk who can't really give her anything, or Kyle and his judge father and all her friends who she's had since childhood. You know, and who do you choose in that situation? Well, you know, she didn't choose me. She did to start with. They withdrew from her. And then obviously, you know, when she's lost everything that she loves in her life, the fake love that Kyle was showing her, and the fake friendships of the people around her, that if their parents are gang stalkers, they've been part of this programme since they were children. All these people that she's grown up with, they're part of gang stalking families. They're being manipulated to be in her life. Firstly she chose me, and it looked like her life was going down the pan, and then she changed her mind. She was obviously given a second option, you know, a second try again, see what you choose this time. And she chose comfort, which why wouldn't you? I suppose, why wouldn't you, a youngish person? You wouldn't choose the drunk who really can't offer you anything. So, you know, that's how they get people. I don't believe some of them are inherently bad, but I think that they take all options off of the table for some people, and the only option is to, you know, join us or sink, basically. And when you have no support around you, as she wouldn't have had, she would only have useless me at that time. You know, I did sort myself out, but I suppose it's you know, I mean, she wasn't to know that I was going to do that, you know, isn't it? And maybe she couldn't wait the time for me to try and do that. I don't know. The option of them, of everyone else, was a better option than just me. So that's how they kind of manipulate people to get involved in this, to kind of turn against you, you know. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I find the car registrations quite funny. I find it funny that the people drive past me and I recognise the faces. I think I've said this before, but you know, there'll be the same person that will drive past me in a van marked scaffolding, and then a couple of days later they'll drive past me in an ambulance, and then a couple of days after that, you know, they'll be past me in just a normal car with a wife and supposedly kids in the back. It's hilarious, it really is. Actors all around you. But anyway, that's my ramble for the day. So God bless, lovely people, take care.